thank you. Just trying to share the screen, which clearly is now sulking because that's how it all works when you're doing these things. It worked perfectly earlier, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Can you see the green sign?
There we go.
Right, there we go.
Right,
Sorry
Ceryl.
about that, everyone. I've had a week where technology has not been my friend, so it's clearly carrying on like we intended. And I will keep going like this until the system decides to cooperate. So basically, I started editing Wikipedia partly because of this woman here, Jeannie Dix, who I was looking up in something for work. I was working for the Women's Engineering Society, and they published a magazine for over 100 years called The Woman Engineer. This was from an article in 1928. And there was this amazing woman who'd electrified Winchester Cathedral. And I thought, oh, wow, got to find out more about her. Googled her. Absolutely nothing, or at least absolutely nothing that you should access on a work computer, and most certainly not about electrifying cathedrals. As a consequence, I wrote my first Wikipedia page, went on some training, learned how to do it, and became a bit of an advocate, really. And through that, I discovered the Wiki Women in Red, their red lists, and started to write more pages, explore, and I discovered translation lists as well, which was brilliant during lockdown because it helped keep me a little bit sane and kept my brain going. I sort of carried on doing this for a while, and a couple of years ago, I joined Blue Sky because Twitter became a bonfire, and there weren't that many accounts at that point. And there was one woman, I assume a woman, who was posting really interesting snippets about historical women based on what she'd read on Wikipedia pages, but also being deeply critical of Wikipedia, particularly Spanish language Wikipedia, because she herself had tried to edit and had got rebuffed and had given up. But instead of falling out with her and trying to have an argument, I thought, well, I work in community engagement. Let's use that online as well, and started to make friends. And so I started to edit and improve the pages that she was posting. And the first one was Marie Denisard, who didn't actually have an English page at all. She just had one in French. And in 1913, she stood as a candidate in the French presidential election. Now, the French women didn't actually get the right to vote until I think it was 1944. Fascinating woman, don't have time to tell her story now. She actually ended up being incarcerated for 30 years in an asylum because the police didn't like her political activities. Go read her page. And I was very lucky that this was my first attempt at a Did You Know article, and it did actually get up on there as well. Another woman I discovered through my Blue Sky friend was Antoinette Lubaki, a Congolese watercolorist working in the 1920s. And she is considered to be Congo's first known or certainly named female artist. And again, she had a short-lived career. There were all sorts of rows that the white man who had actually discovered her was accused of faking it. And then she disappeared into obscurity, but she's really now just starting to be rediscovered by the French and African and Congolese art scenes, and is featuring in exhibitions. So there's a bit more editing to go there. This is where I would put out a call for help, though. I can't find any pictures of her that are copyright free, or any pictures of her art as well. So if anyone is better at Wiki Commons than me, she needs a little bit of extra love, please. So I then discovered another page, an existing page this time, of a woman called Madame Saki, again posted by my online friend. And I read the article and she was fascinating. I mean, she danced on ropes surrounded by fireworks. I mean, how do you not want to know more about that? So I went on a massive rabbit hole dive around this woman, including to the extent of buying a children's book for one of my friends. It's all about Madame Saki. If you want a quick introduction, it's lovely. And she performed all over Europe, had a fascinating, long and ultimately slightly tragic life. Go read her article. I haven't got time to tell you. But she performed surrounded by these amazing fireworks, and this is drawn from life, we think. And what I was delighted to discover was the person that put these fireworks together for her was in fact another woman, and called Sarah Hengler, or Madam Hengler. And at the time, she was nicknamed a Fire Queen of Vauxhall Gardens, which were the big party gardens in 18th century London. She was known as the King's Pyrotechnic, and she created the most amazing array of fireworks, and also invented a rocket element for the first attempt, which unfortunately didn't really make it very far, for the first shorter ship rescue chair. They'd fire the rope, and she created the propellant, in effect. Sadly, she ended up dying in old age as a result of her profession, when somebody in her house/factory managed to drop some fireworks into the fire, and she died in a very tragic effect. Now, I ended up in danger here of actually going into original research, and I am going to go and do some proper archival research about her, but someone else will have to cite her on Wikipedia instead. So I just wanted to sort of talk today really about, if someone starts having a go at you about Wikipedia is not right, there's ways to make friends with them and ways to improve things, and that is why I got interested. So if anyone would like to get in contact with me about anything, this is how you find me. So thank you very much, and I'll stop sharing now.